Welcome to the spooky version of our show, RAFter Dark, with your Respawn Aim Fires Patreon exclusive for some time episodes that we record monthly. I'm one of your hosts, Chad Michael, Scary Werewolf Innes. We've got here three other co-hosts. Well, I will name in order of alphabet. We have Adam, Zombie Brains, Gumbert. How are you, Adam?
Oh, the werewolf comes out at night. Oh.
We have Alexander, scary little ghost. Cosina, how are you?
Oh, I am the ghost. I have come to haunt you from beyond the grave. Ooh.
Why is your ghost Dracula?
He could be both. Nobody says that vampires can't be ghosts.
And then we have Joel.
It's
That's
just
him being
Joel.
the invisible man. Campos is the invisible man who's silent as well.
I'm not invisible, but I am alive. So there's that going for me.
You are alive. We've been teasing for weeks the story of Joel going to the
We're
ER
finally here.
down in Ye Olde, Florida. And we're definitely going to talk about that this week, as well as something else. We'll figure out a way to fill the time. But, yeah, everyone, patreon.com/respawninfires, where you get this episode earlier than regular people. You do that by giving us at least $1. Like, imagine how many puppies and things like that you could buy with $1. None. You might as well give it to us, because otherwise that $1 is going to waste, because you're going to get no puppies. So go to patreon.com, respawninfire, do that. And then if you're listening to this and it's not earlier than the regular person, fuck off. Stop listening to us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just tossing
What
me
you
in the
get?
bun right back.
It's
You
a bold
obviously hate
statement.
us. Yeah. Joel, why are you still alive? And what happened?
Well, I'm still alive because I'm still breathing. That's how that works. That's what's keeping me alive. All right. So let's see. Where do we start? All right. So I was
Got
down
on a plane to go to Florida.
I was down in
Joel's mommy and daddy love themselves very much.
Florida. Yes, they love themselves, not each other.
Love
Which is
themselves
why they're
across the
divorced.
room.
Well, hey, I was correct. I was correct without being correct.
You were definitely correct. Yeah. So I went down to Florida with some friends. Chad was there. Jarek and Audrey were there. Matt and Dallas were there. My wife Elise was there. So I was not feeling well the first day, right? The first full day we were there. I was using the bathroom a lot, we will say.
Number one or number two?
I was in the bathroom a lot. That's all I'll say.
Overhydrated. I got you.
Yeah, overhydrated.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things that are like, if somebody doesn't want to tell you who they voted for, you know they voted for Trump. And if they don't want to tell you whether it was number one or number two, they were definitely shitting a lot.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, wasn't feeling too great. I took an Uber. We were literally at Universal, and I left to take an Uber to Walmart. And let me see if I can find the picture of what I bought. But basically what I bought was like, I bought protein shakes,
Ooh.
fiber gummies to like plug my butthole up, Pepto-Bismol, and a 12-pack of water. And I was just thinking like, oh man, like I'm not the first person at this Orlando Walmart to have this same exact purchase, right? Like when you're on vacation.
The gummies were there to plug the butthole up by just like shoving the butthole full of gummies.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I did all that. I was then got back to the hotel, went right back out to Universal, met up with everybody. It was a long day, and then I'm trying to think of the timeline. And then it was a whole other day of that, right? I had a whole other day where I just like I was better, but not great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it was that night. We were walking around spooky Monsters Unchained, whatever. What's it called over there at Universal?
Epic Universe?
Dark
Epic
Universe.
Yeah,
Dark
the Dark Universe land. Like late at night, it was me, Chad, and Elise. We ate some cheese curds, right? Deep fried cheese curds. While we were walking around.
And they had black dye on the outside of them.
Yeah,
so
they had
looked
black
were
dye on the
charred,
outside.
burnt things.
That'll come back.
Yeah, dude. No, they were they were fucking amazing though. They were very
They were
very
so
good.
You eat
but
that
yeah.
shit and it just like kind of pops in your mouth and it's just like melted cheese scalding you from the inside. It's so good.
Yeah, and that was like the end of our night. We ate those as we were walking back to the hotel, and then there was like a light and fountain show we went and watched, and then we split our ways. Right, Chad went to his room, me and Elise went to our room, and then like got upstairs. I think I took a shower, changed into like my pajamas, laid in bed, and then like 30 minutes later, I just start getting this pain like right under my right rib cage, and it's not a new pain. I've had it before in the past a few times, like every few months it would come, but it would go away after like an hour or 2 hours at the longest. But yeah, this pain was going on for like 8 hours straight, to the point to where Elise, I'm so stubborn. Like I never go to the hospital. I don't go to the doctor unless I absolutely have to, kind of thing. So Elise put on like earplugs so that she could sleep, just because I was just like in bed, like moving around, tossing, turning, like moaning, like just in pain, right? Going to the bathroom nonstop. And then finally at like 5 or 5:30 in the morning, I like woke Elise up and I was like, yo, we got to go to the ER. Like it's not going away like it has before. We got to go to the ER. So we go to the ER and like luckily nobody's there. Like I'm very thankful I went when I did, because I feel like Orlando emergency room could be hit or miss, right? I feel like you could wait 3 hours to see a doctor, or it could be immediate. And luckily for me, it was like pretty immediate. So yeah, they like.
Well, you got in early. What I've learned from watching The Pit is that, what is it, like 7 a.m. is when in the nursing homes they go and check on everybody, and then they bring all the dead people.
Oh God,
through the night.
I did not know that was a thing. But yeah, anyway, they go in, they take my vitals and everything. They're like, yeah, everything looks good. We're gonna, put you in this ER bed, whatever. Get put in the bed, and the first thing they ask me, like, have you ever taken fentanyl before? And I just like look at my wife like, what? And she's like, no. She's like, no, not like in that kind of way, but like, have you ever been in the hospital and they given you fentanyl? Like, are you allergic to it or anything? I was like, I don't know. I have no idea. Like, it's been a long, I don't know. I'm going to assume no. I don't think I'm allergic to any medicines. But anyway, like they drug me up. Pain, pretty much goes away immediately. Then they take me back and give me an ultrasound. And literally the lady giving me the ultrasound was just like, oh, like making noises about the ultrasound. Because they were taking an ultrasound of the area I had pain. And the area I had pain was my gallbladder. And she's taking the ultrasound. And she's just like, oh, yeah, your gallbladder is just filled with gallstones. Like, just filled with them. And, like, you're probably in a lot of pain right now, aren't you? I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking here, right? Like, I live in Chicago, and I'm at the ER in Orlando. Yeah, I'm in pain. But, yeah, and then so that's pretty much it. I was in the ER. They gave me a bunch of medicine.
Meanwhile, I wake up at 7 a.m. We all have plans to wake up early and go to Epcot and ride some rides and like make a little Disney day out of it. And we're all like, all right, we're going to get up and we're all going to meet downstairs at like 8 or 8:30 or whatever it was. I wake up at 7 a.m. to this text message, which was sent at 5:45 a.m. It says, I don't want to alarm you, but I haven't been feeling well since about 11 last night, to the point that I maybe slept an hour total. I'm very stubborn. I finally accepted defeat, and we're in the ER because of some pain or issue that's come up 4 times. This is by far the longest this has lasted. That's it. 2 hours ago, Joel was in the hospital with a pain that's like life-threatening, and then he didn't text back after that. And I'm just like, are you okay? And then finally he texts back, yeah, I've got gallstones, my gallbladder's infected. It was like, what? And then he FaceTimed me and talked to me while he was in the bed on drugs.
Yeah. So
I think. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, I think that if there's a lesson to be learned from this experience, it's that going forward, Joel, I don't think that you can travel anywhere if it's not for a wedding. You traveled once without a wedding as the excuse for going outside of your home, and this is what happened to you.
Yeah, bad things happen. But yeah, so basically the gallbladder, essentially it makes bile, right? Additional bile to help break down like the fats and the foods you eat. and my gallbladder, I guess the bile was producing is just formed into stones, right? And that's what's it all goes out in one duct, and those stones were blocking that duct. So my body was trying to produce bile to go into my intestines, and it couldn't go anywhere. So that's what causes the pain when it happens. And from what I've talked to my doctors about since then, it's like removing just the stones isn't effective because your gallbladder is just going to keep producing the same kind of bile, and it's just gonna you're just gonna have this problem again, a few years down the line. But yeah, it's so now I got to get my gallbladder removed in 2 weeks, 2 weeks from Wednesday. So that's that's where I'm at right now, and
That's
okay.
that's not even the wildest part of it. I mean, you're sitting there in the hospital having gallstones that acted up because you ate too much cheese, and then you sleep 0 that night before, and then you're like, cool, I'm supposed to get my gallbladder removed. They're gonna check me in, and we're gonna do this, and they're gonna have me stay overnight. And you say,
Yeah,
no, I have to go to Epcot.
Yes. So the doctors and everything at the ER, they were like, we want to admit you to the hospital, and then we'll probably take your gallbladder out tonight. And I was like, how long am I going to be here? And they're like, well, you're going to be here overnight at the very least if we admit you. Even if we don't take it out, like if we admit you, you're going to be here overnight. And I was like, I don't want to be here overnight. And then they're like, okay. And I was like, well, if you take my gallbladder out, like how long am I going to be stuck in Orlando? And they were like, probably at least a week. And I was like, oh no,
0%
fuck that.
chance.
And at that point I was like, can you just like give me some medicine and like, let me go? Like I'm here on vacation with a bunch of friends. Like I want to do stuff, right? Like if I can get medicine just so I can get home 3 days from now, right? I'll be happy, right? Because I don't want to get surgery like when I'm out of town and then have to deal with like finding somewhere to stay for 5 days just because I'm recovering from you know what I mean? Like it's just way too much stress. But yeah, then they gave me a bunch of medicine and sent me on my way. And like literally since I left there, I haven't had any pain in my gallbladder since that day. Like, and I haven't been taking medicine the past few days that they gave me. So I've just been fine. But yeah, as soon as I left, me and Elise literally like Ubered back to the hotel, and then we each showered, and then we Ubered to Epcot and met up with Chad, Matt, Dallas, Jarek, and Audrey. And yeah, and then from there, they all went to go ride the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, but obviously I was like in no shape to be riding rides at that moment. So I was just like, all right, y'all have fun. And I just walked around Epcot by myself for like 4 hours.
I was going to say, did you get more
Collecting
cheese
Lorcana
curds?
cards.
Yeah, I did collect a bunch of
Lorcana.
Lorcana cards. They had a Lorcana like trading card event going on, which was kind of
Ooh.
cool. I don't care about Lorcana at all, but the event was cool. Like I wish that like if Pokemon actually does open a park at Universal, they should do some sort of Pokemon trading card event like this because it was really cool. It was like you got a passport at Epcot. It came with a pack of cards. It was all free too. You just walked up and got it, and you had to.
Free
You
with
had
entry to the park.
Yeah, free with entry to the park, but yeah, free with Game Pass. You had to like get the 4 cards that were in your passport. And your pack obviously only had like 1, maybe 2 of those cards. So it forced you to like talk with a bunch of people in the area that were also doing the same thing to trade cards with them so you can get the 4 cards. And then you had to go walk around all of Epcot and match like a passport sticker book with what sticker, what card was where kind of thing. And then you could turn them in and you got some pretty cool promo cards. And I did that for $5. Because they didn't finish them. They just gave me all their books. They're like, oh, Joel's coming and this is what he wants to do. He just got out of the hospital. Let's give him our books. So yeah, I did that. It was a good time. I walked around Epcot by myself. It was definitely a waste of money that day for us to have gone to like such a waste because we bought a park hopper pass too, right? So like, and that's not cheap. I don't remember how much it was. It was probably like over $600 for both of us to go to Disney for 2 days, or no, for 1 day for multiple parks. And we went to Epcot and Hollywood Studios. Yeah, for sure a waste of money. But I was with my friends and that's all that matters.
That's right. That's right. And we got to ride the rest of us, me and Jerica and Audrey and Matt. We went to 3 parks. We rode Guardians of the Galaxy. This was basically like the day where like we want to ride the rides that we haven't ridden that are Disney exclusive. And so yeah, we rode Ratatouille and Guardians of the Galaxy at Epcot.
No.
And then we went to Magic Kingdom.
Guys,
What?
I have not been recording the video this whole time.
Oh, son of a bitch.
no.
I just started recording the video. We'll have the audio. I don't know.
All right.
Just have a picture of your face until the video comes on.
Yeah,
I
you
guess.
can just put a
Yeah.
picture of me in a hospital bed.
I was going to say the exact same thing.
All right, so
yeah.
so we did Magic Kingdom so that we could ride the Tron ride, and then we met Joel and Elise over at Star Wars Land in Hollywood Studios, and we had a nice little dinner. We played cards in the cantina. We are probably the only people on Earth that have ever played. What did we play? Asshole. Was that
Sabacc?
the name of the game?
Sabacc. That's what it's called.
No, we didn't play Sabacc. They have Sabacc there at Galaxy's Edge, but we actually just like Matt had a regular deck of cards.
Yeah.
And we all pretended to understand.
You said it was
how to play
asshole?
asshole.
I think
Yeah.
that's the game that we played.
Matt tried to explain it to us, but he like left out major rules until they showed up in the game, and then we were all also drinking, and it was like I don't understand what's going. But it was fun to have played cards in the cantina at Galaxy's Edge. That was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so President card game, also known as Asshole, Scum, or Capitalism, is a shedding card game for 3 or more. There you go.
Yeah,
There you go. But yeah, one thing I do want to say is like, first of all, I'm grateful that I was in Orlando when this attack happened for my gallbladder, because if I was at home, I 100% would have never gone to the doctor. I would have just waited it out till it went away and then been fine. So like since then, I've gone to the doctor multiple times, obviously, to figure out what, I don't know, course of action is. The only downside is like, I feel like every time I have something happen where I have to go to the doctor, it just like discourages me even more from wanting to go to the doctor again, right? So like I got home, I did what the ER said. They said follow up with your primary care doctor. Went to him. He was pretty much like, why are you here? You should go see a specialist. I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, go see this specialist. Here's a name, make an appointment. So then I make an appointment, and it's like a week and a half later, I can finally go, see him. I go see him, and he's first of all, he's like 45 minutes late, right? Just had me sitting in this room, comes in, he asked me 5 questions, and he's like, oh yeah, sounds like you have gallstones. I'm like, dude, I fucking have the documents here that tell you I have gallstones. There's like an ultrasound here for you to see. He's like, yeah, I need to verify this for myself. And then I'm just like, okay, cool. So like, let's take this thing out. He's like, oh, I don't remove them. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you're the guy. You're the specialist. He's like, no, I just consult and then, tell a general surgeon that, it needs to be removed. So you got to go see this other guy on the 5th floor. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So then by the time I see the guy who's actually going to take it out, it was like, 3 weeks after it happened. And finally I see the guy who's going to take it out, and just like, so cool, asked me like 3 questions. He's like, all right, when do you want to take it out? I was like, I don't know, what dates are available? And he's like, how about next Wednesday? I was like, whoa, buddy, let's calm down. That's like a little too soon. Like, give me a little bit longer with my gallbladder. God damn. So yeah, now I'm getting it taken out March 4th. And that's...
Are they gonna let you keep it?
Jerica asked me if she could have my gallstones if they remove them.
That's so
And
weird.
I think she was partially joking, but I told Elise I'm legitimately gonna ask if I can keep them.
They won't let you. Heads up, they're not going to. Well, they more than likely will not let you.
I've seen Facebook posts that say otherwise.
Yeah. My dad had a lot of surgeries for intestinal stuff. They let him keep his kidney stones. They are normally not supposed to let you keep any organ that is living tissue from inside of your body. They're not supposed to give you any of that stuff.
Well, yeah, I just want the stones. I'm not asking.
Oh, you want them to pull the stones out of your gallbladder?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I told him you
Ask
should
him.
encase them in resin, make them into like a little lightsaber.
Jerica said she wants to put them in a little jar so that she can just shake them around.
That's
Well,
great.
I am very glad you're alive, and I will put this PSA out there to everyone: like, go see the doctor, especially if I know it's a pain in the ass, and I know that whole, especially if you're in the United States, like that whole system is broken as fuck. But like, it's better to not risk your life or do something stupid over something that could have been easily solved. So I appreciate you, Joel, going and being a responsible adult and getting it checked out. And thank you, Elise, for supporting him through that entire time.
Thank you for supporting your husband.
Thank you, Elise, for putting in the earplugs while he suffered next to you in bed.
Yeah, it was definitely an experience. But I mean, to be fair, I am excited to get it out so that I don't have a fear of this potentially happening, right? Like, yeah, I don't know.
No, you
It
do have to
sucks.
change the diet, though, right? Like, you can't eat as much oil and fats, I believe.
Yeah. He said like immediately after the surgery for sure. But he said like usually it's like 6 weeks, and then I can start like weaning back into normal stuff that I would eat, and I'll be able to tell like what works and doesn't work for me from there. Based
Because the minute you
on
told me you had a
how my
bucket
body
of fried
digests it.
cheese curds, I'm like, oh, I know why.
Dude, it was first of all, it was not a bucket. There was like 8 cheese curds,
That's what
and we
Chad
split
said.
them between 3 of us.
But, I mean, cheese curds are just oil and fat, right?
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
that the whole thing? Yeah.
100%.
And they're just delicious.
Yeah. Magically delicious.
Not a cheese curd guy, but anyways. Is that...
That's it. That's the story.
No, that is a crazy one that you're just
That's
like,
it.
no, I'm on a... Well, I could see why you're like, I'm not going to sit here for a week and I don't live here. When Joel initially said it, he said the doctors told me to stay, and I said absolutely not and left. And I'm like, you can't just do that, my guy. But when they're like, we're going to admit you and you might be here a week or longer, I'm not sitting in fucking Orlando for a week or longer.
Yeah,
That's not
exactly.
happening. Absolutely not. Is that your only surgery you're ever going to have?
No, I've gotten multiple surgeries on my knee. I got my tonsils removed when I was a kid.
Yeah, you've been through it.
Got my dick enlarged. You know, the usual.
Large. Oh. Fancy man.
When I myself have never had any major surgeries. When my dad was 13 or 14, he had to have his appendix removed. And it was one of those horrible situations where he was like, man, I'm really not feeling good. I'm really not feeling good. I'm really in pain. And his mother's like, yeah, but we got to go to church. We got to go meet with God,
no.
see how he's doing. and so he was just lying
That's
God
on
will
his
crazy.
forgive your
bench.
absence.
throughout the entirety of Mass. And then once Mass was over, his mom was like, okay, now we can go to the emergency room. And
Oh my
thankfully
gosh.
they were
Now we
They
can
were-
go.
early enough that they were able to get it done. And he said that when the whole operation was over, he was given a cheeseburger as a reward. I don't know if that's actually good. I don't know if that's, you're supposed to have a cheeseburger after having your appendix removed, but that I remember him telling me that with just a wistful smile on his face.
Yeah, I'm lucky. Last year was my first surgery I've ever had. So I still have the appendix, the gallbladder, the tonsils. I don't have anything. The only surgery I got was technically cosmetic. You know,
Wisdom teeth still?
I do have my wisdom teeth still. Yeah, I do.
So do
Uh-huh.
I.
Yeah, I never fucked with it. I just don't go to the hospital.
That
I don't
is a
need
good
to.
point,
I'm
actually. I've had 3 of my 4 wisdom teeth removed.
I need to.
Did they put you to sleep for that, Cozy?
Nope, didn't put me to sleep for
Oh,
any
I
of them. One of them,
I could never. I could never.
Here's the thing. It was, I'm not going to say it wasn't uncomfortable, but it was, they definitely gave me some good drugs that make me not super in pain while it was happening. The recovery process, that was its whole other ordeal. Let me tell you, blood, you don't know how awful blood tastes until the back of your mouth is constantly bleeding out after a surgery like that.
I love the
But
taste of blood. I'm gonna be honest with
It
you.
wasn't that bad.
Blood.
wasn't all that bad.
That's when Cozy turned into a ghost vampire after he got
That's
that
true.
first
That
taste
was
of
the
blood.
truth.
That's true. But it was, let me tell you, I remember 2 of the wisdom teeth. It was like they just, they had to yank real hard and they got them out. One of them couldn't come out easily. And so they actually had to go
Break
in and
that
like
bitch
drill
apart.
it. Yeah. Exactly like that.
And you were
I
awake
could
during
never.
that? While they
Yeah.
were drilling a tooth out in your head?
Yep.
Yeah, it's not that big of a
Oh,
deal. You're
God.
completely numb. You don't feel anything.
Yeah, but still. I don't
Yeah,
need-
I think the
It's
needle,
like
the
the
needle to
jerking.
numb you is worse than than pulling the teeth.
No.
That needle's
no.
thick. It's a big ass fucking
No.
needle, right in the roof of your mouth.
I've had my wisdom teeth removed. I used to have a lot of teeth that were like really clumped together, and so in order for Invisalign and to like spread them out, I had to make room in my mouth. So that was how we did it, was remove the wisdom teeth. But yeah, they knocked me out. I do remember like having like flashes of like waking up during the surgery and the guy just being like, whoa, and then put me back out. But I didn't feel anything. But yeah, that shit was.
That
was
happened to
some
me.
good drugs.
The first surgery I got on my knee, they said that I was waking up in the middle of it, so they had to like give me extra anesthesia. And so that meant that I like was sleeping longer after the surgery, right? So like my mom was there to take me home, but they were like, "Oh, he's going to be asleep, probably an extra 40 minutes or whatever because of what happened." So my mom left to get coffee and they left me in the room by myself and I woke up and nobody was there and I was still like very high and I tried getting up and getting out of the bed. And this is right after
Oh,
surgery on
no.
my knee. And
Oh, God.
a nurse saw me from like across the way and just sprinted at me and like tackled me like on the bed because like I was literally like feet were dangling off the bed because it was like a raised bed, right? Like my feet couldn't touch the ground
God.
and I was about to like push my whole body off like to get off the bed. And yeah, she like tackled me to the bed and just started screaming for help. It's like, man, that could have been real bad.
How old were you when this happened?
That was senior year of high school.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, trying to keep a adult, that's a young adult man at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're high as fuck, don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah, I've heard stories about that. Like when they quote unquote put you to sleep when you get dental surgery, a lot of times you're not asleep at all. And it's like, oh, hey, there's like the 6'5", like country strong motherfucker in here, and you're just like 7 assistants on top of him, so because he's getting his teeth pulled, he's just like waking up in the middle of it. Yeah, it's just crazy. But no, I guess I've got teeth pulled. So that and then my shoulder surgery are the only things I've ever had. But all my insides are still there, except for that massive tumor. You know what I'm saying?
I had an umbilical hernia. Actually, so a
Whoa.
hernia is whenever like a piece of your intestines like pokes through part of your body that it's not supposed to.
Quick
poke
question.
Through. Yeah.
Difference between hernia and hemorrhoid. I always get these confused.
Hemorrhoid is like almost like a blister that forms on the inside of your colon or your butthole as you're like usually from pushing too hard to poop or whatever it might be. Maybe from doing really heavy squats. But a hernia is your intestines forcing themselves through a hole. Usually as an adult person, that is through like out your pelvis and into your testicles, and you have a swollen testicle that then they have to like pull your intestine back out through your pelvis and get that hole taken care of. But umbilical hernias is when that happens, like in the wall of your abdomen, and mine was like a little spot above my belly button. And I actually remember the night that it happened. I was doing my comedy show in Chicago, and something happened on stage that was so fucking. I wish I could remember what it was. Something that made me laugh so hard that my intestines pushed out of my body. that I remember feeling it and being like, oh my God, I just laughed so hard at that. And then I went backstage and I just pushed in on my belly and it felt so much better. I was like, oh, well, I think I might have a hernia. And then, yeah, turns out probably months after that, I actually went and found out, yeah, you do have a hernia and go and repair it. So we got that repaired once. That was one surgery I had. And they basically just like cut a small incision, sewed the walls of my abs back together, and then the next one that I had was, I used to be a big boy, and I had, after some weight loss, some loose skin, and I had the skin removal surgery at my waistline, and they didn't let me keep the skin afterwards, but they did send me pictures of it afterwards, and that shit, whew, that's some wild looking stuff.
So I ask you questions because I watch a lot of 600 Pound Life. So I've seen some of it. So you said yours was a waistline. So what did that look like? Because, okay, so you explain. The one I saw, the guy lost, like fucking 300 or 400 pounds, something crazy, right? And he's like, I got saggy titties and my fucking stomach is hanging over because it's just loose skin. So they cut, it looked crazy. It looked like a fucking butcher's apron because they cut like the middle of his stomach all the way down and then out to like an upside down T. And then that was the loose skin, and then they just sewed him back up in the middle. So there's just this line straight down the middle where all the loose skin used to be from the middle of his body out to, like, I guess, where his hips were. So when they put it on the table, again, it looks like a fucking apron because there's just a big slab of fucking skin sitting on there. So I guess,
Yeah, mine is like it looks like a large fanny pack. Is what it looks like. But it's basically from one hip to the other. It's just one large horizontal incision. And they had to, I didn't have any like skin removed anywhere else because it wasn't as bad as it was there. But basically what they do is they make an incision there. They then have to detach the skin from my abs all the way up to my chest and pull it taut down so that they can then cut off the excess. So they're like stretching my skin back across my abdomen. And in doing that, they had to remove my belly button. So I actually have a fake belly button right now. And my plastic surgeon, she was just like, I'm actually really like a perfectionist, and I'm just like really proud of the belly buttons that I created. So it's actually still technically like the umbilical cord part of it is still mine. She just cut out around it and then cut a new hole in the skin of my new ab skin that used to be further up on my body, but is now where my belly button is.
What a weird thing for a lady to say. I really like making the belly buttons perfect. Are you a serial killer?
No.
That was
sorry,
that was a recovery. Whew, that was like 6 months of just laying there. And that shit was not fun.
And it just was like a C-section scar at this point, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
There you go. Cozy, are you okay?
No. I'm doing gay. I'm doing okay.
I'm doing gay. Sounded like you said, I'm doing gay.
Okay.
I'm doing gay.
No, it's like that one quote from Super Mario 64 where it sounds like he's saying "So long, gay Bowser," but it's just because he said the words too fast. No, I'm fine. I'm just a little distracted. That's all. I don't have anything to add. I belted out most of my pipes on the main episodes, and so now I'm just sort of.
Oh, no, I almost choked on the
relaxing
water
back
when you
on
said
cruise
so long,
control.
Gabe. I don't remember that. Crazy shit.
So long, gay Bowser.
I'm like
good
the
lord.
Pokemon Slaking from the Pokemon games where I rest a turn and I don't do anything so I can come back and make everyone laugh like I just did. It's all part of the plan.
All right, Cozy, I've got one for you.
Oh, boy.
This is a little, I don't know, we thought, so again, I've got that Boston trip coming up, right? Obviously, because I'm doing the stuff at PAX. And I was talking to Joel earlier offline. Let's just say, boys, you get a big fat tax return. It's so fucking fat. Oh my God,
Ooh,
so much
big
money on that
fat
tax
return.
return. If there's one fun thing you could do this year that's not going to Orlando and getting your gallbladder removed, what would be your trip? And the only reason I asked this is because I looked ahead at the WWE pay-per-view thing, because me and Joel were talking about, doing whatever. And in September, there's a WWE event, Money in the Bank. It's in New Orleans. I'm like, oh, what would be fun in September? Is it's fall, it's not super hot. It's probably not summertime anymore. Going to New Orleans, a city I've never been to, going watching that event and maybe just fucking around for a week. Because here's the other thing, right? While we're recording, I was watching a sport because that's the tradition. And there kept being this commercial. Like against drunk driving or whatever. But they keep showing this kid in a bar, and it's like, I haven't been to a bar in a long time. I did not take the message of don't drink and drive. I'm like, I miss going to a bar. So I'm like, it'd be super fun is to go watch that event and then hang out in New Orleans for like a day. And like, I don't want to do the tourist thing, go to Bourbon Street, but like, I don't know. I do want to go to a bar. So I'm just like, I'm going to get some money together, head down to New Orleans for a night, watch wrestling, and then go drink in like the most touristy drinking spot of all time. I think that's what I'm going to do this year because I did get a fat tax return.
See, the thing is I have thought about, for example, the upcoming Pokemon Go Fest event that's happening in Chicago. That could be pretty fun. I'm also looking at the United States right now, and I'm like, I don't really know if I want to visit you guys right now. It's nothing to do with any of you three individuals
could it be about?
personally.
Shot in the head. So
Cozy,
Who could it be
what
about?
if I told you the Field Museum is going to have a Pokemon exhibit?
Oh my
did
god!
you know about that?
I don't know. I love Chicago very much, but I gotta, what if I'm making this trip? But then again, it is one of those things where I suppose I could use my tax return to bribe the ICE agents that are gonna try to arrest me for being on vacation. So I guess it could all work out.
Cozy, you are on the color spectrum. You are not one that they're looking for. Don't you worry about it, buddy.
and that doesn't stop
Anyway,
them from shooting.
I was
people.
gonna say
necessarily stop
they
you.
can still shoot me. Anyways, I don't know, man. You know what? I've honestly like Pokemon Go Fest in Chicago could be really fun. I have had a hankering recently to actually visit Mexico for the first time. I feel like I've definitely talked about this on the show, but like it's just one of those things where it's like I don't have any family in Mexico. I don't have an obvious reason to visit Mexico. It just seems like a cool, interesting, offbeat vacation that I think I would have a lot of fun with. that would be a good use of this entirely frivolous tax return that I somehow got.
Hit up a
back.
resort, dude. Just go to a resort for
Sure.
a 3-day weekend and fuck around and drink your fucking ass off. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel like I wouldn't be opposed to that, but I feel like I would want a little bit of both, a little bit of resort time, a little bit of non-resort time. I feel like I would want to experience as much of the country as I'm able to, within reason.
Yeah, my trip, which is happening, me and my wife are going to Italy in September
Oh.
for 12
Ooh,
days.
Italia.
That's
Yeah,
where
we
she
booked a
decided
trip.
on, huh?
Yeah, we booked a trip. We're going to Rome, Venice, and Florence, I think. So we're going 3 cities in Italy, and it'll be a good time. I'm excited. Never been to Europe.
The rest of my family, everyone but me, is going on a trip to Italy in May. This is one of those things. The
Why
only
weren't
reason
you
why,
invited?
because it's complicated. There are a lot of politics involved, but basically, long story short, if the trip to Slovenia that I had at the end of last year was sort of like, if that was like my vacation, this trip to Italy is very much my sister's vacation. It's her vacation, and the parents are kind of with her to be kind of chaperones in a very abridged sense of what's going on. And so I'm kind of here to kind of guard the homestead. There also may be some things happening at that exact time that like require at least one person to be at home. I also I've gone on a lot of international trips recently. I went to Japan last year as well. And so this is me making up for time that I've missed at home in a sense.
Get to take the Subaru out for a spin.
That's
Without
true. I'll
mom
be
and
able to
dad
drive
knowing.
those things without anyone guarding over me. It's going to be incredible.
Wait, so you said everyone's gone, it's just you at the house?
Well, me and Jackie the cat.
Well, that doesn't count.
Jackie
Fun
cat.
style.
I said, are you gonna throw a rager? Are you gonna? I mean, you've got to
I-
enjoy the
Keg.
alone time, my dude.
I've
he's
been
getting a
trying
keg.
to.
Yeah,
I'm
get a
like,
keg.
I want to let you guys know, like, I have been trying as hard as possible to get my friends to come over during that period of time. Nobody else is home. It's just me and Jackie the cat. It's real hard, but I'm trying. I'm
What
trying.
about that guy who
I will
texted you out of the
absolutely
blue
try.
6 months later and is like, "You never texted me
Oh.
about coming to Montreal."
We chatted a little bit after the fact, and she's like, "Yeah, I definitely want to come back at some point," but it didn't get any further than that. So she'll definitely be back.
Hey, how about this?
I don't know if it's gonna be
Samson and DJ Sir Nasty DJ.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know that they live on the other coast or whatever. Maybe be like, hey, come visit the city, and in the meantime, here's free lodging. Because if all they have to pay is for flights and not hotels, they're more likely to make the trip. Correct?
I know that Samson is coming back to Montreal at some point. I don't know if it intersects with
Let
that
him know.
trip in May, but
Let him know.
I'll totally let him for sure. That's a good point.
What
That's a
about
good point.
DJ Nasty XL?
I don't know about him, but I mean, he's welcome as well, for sure. For sure.
I have 2 places. Well, there are 2 places that when I moved out to California, I thought were like stereotype things that only
Now,
happen
Chad,
in movies
quick
that
question.
I found out were real.
Intercepting you for a second. Interception,
Mm-hmm.
take it back for a touchdown. Do you have any money from your tax return after buying needless Nintendo Switch accessories?
I don't know. To be honest, there's a 3D printer and a sound system that I'm waiting until I finish doing my taxes in order to find out whether I owe a bunch of money now that I'm a homeowner or whether I'm getting money. I don't know. Who knows? But I'm waiting to make those purchases until I've done my taxes. But there are 2 trips. One of them is I used to joke. I used to like, oh, Californians out there. It's like, oh, I'm going to go spend the weekend in Tahoe. Oh, yeah, what are we going to do? Let's go to Tahoe. Oh, let's just go skiing in Tahoe. Oh, let's go to the lake. Let's go to Lake Tahoe. And it's not a joke. Every fucking person in California goes to Tahoe all the time, apparently. There's a whole... The school systems in California, in fact, it is this week, is ski week. They have a week off of school, like a spring break, but in February because everyone goes skiing that week because it's the best week to go and
what a
shred
stupid
powder.
fucking state.
Yeah. So Tahoe is one of the like stereotypical California vacations that I thought was a joke, but fucking everybody is just like, oh, let's go to Tahoe this weekend. You want to go to Tahoe? Yeah, let's go to Tahoe. But the second one that I'm actually interested in doing, that I'm not interested in Tahoe. I skied a little bit when I was in Scouts. We did some skiing trips in North Carolina. I was like, this is fun, but like it's not my jam. Second one, however, being on the West Coast, growing up on the East Coast, Hawaii was always like, that's where someone went as like a once in a lifetime trip. This is your honeymoon. This is like, you're going to go here as the kids finally left the house and we're going to scrape together some money and just like go start seeing the world. And you go to Hawaii. That's your one time. But out here, it's so accessible. Like, you can get a Southwest flight over there for like $100, $200 sometimes.
Ooh,
like,
that's pretty good.
It's going out to Hawaii. And it's so funny that just like Tahoe, it's just like part of what everyone does out here. They go on vacation to Hawaii. So much so that I was like throwing around like, oh, yeah, I was thinking about going to Hawaii. And everyone's like, ooh, what island? Which is your favorite island? You like Oahu? You like Maui? You like this one? And I was like, I just now am processing the fact that there are multiple islands to choose from that I might, you can't just like take a plane to Hawaii, the state, and the one place, that there are like choices to be made there. And I was like, that's fucking wild to me that everyone has a favorite Hawaii island to go to because everyone goes there so much. So that one is actually on my list of things to go to. But in the same vein, like on the East Coast, we have like, the Caribbean, so we have some of like the Bahamas and those kinds of things that we visit more frequently on the East Coast, and I'm sure over here they're just like, oh my gosh, tell me about the Cayman Islands, tell me about blah blah blah, which are more accessible to us over there. So yeah, Hawaii, and apparently picking an island to go to and making multiple trips all the time.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which island they filmed the movie The Wrecking Crew in. But it's hard to find. The Wrecking Crew, which is the Amazon movie starring Dave Bautista and Jason Momoa as brothers who have to solve their father's murder. It's pretty good time. But it takes place in Hawaii. I'm just trying to figure out where it was filmed. I can't really find
You
it.
could go to where Tropic Thunder was filmed.
Yeah,
Oh, was that filmed in Hawaii?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The only thing I know about Hawaii is that Lost was filmed on Oahu. In fact, they had like a 10 and a 20-year like anniversary of Lost like trip that you could go out and view a bunch of the filming locations and shit like that. That's all I know.
The only thing I know about Hawaii is apparently there's a green sand man, I'm still not fully cured. I'm sorry, guys. I'm breaking down. Cozy XC's not working anymore. Apparently in Hawaii,
I'm doing okay. I'm okay.
There's a beach with green sand. I know this because Scott Bromley, formerly of the Comedy Button, talked about going to Hawaii and checking out this green sand beach. But apparently you have to drive through like an hour of like volcanic rock to get to it. But apparently once you get to it, it's very nice and picturesque. But I don't know much more about it.
Oh, apparently it's on the Big Island. That's, by the way, that's what they call it, the Big Island.
Ooh.
Like, there's Oahu, there's Maui, and then there's the Big Island. Yeah. Papakolea Green Sand Beach on the Big Island is a rare, breathtaking, remote beach known for its olive green sand.
You're talking about where Wrecking Crew was filmed. My bad.
It just looks like moss.
Yeah. It does look like moss.
It just looks like dirty sand. Just dirty, mossy sand.
It does look like a little like baby diarrhea-y.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's probably one of those things where like if you see it in person, it like looks a lot better than in photos. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
That's
if you do end up going to Hawaii, you got to do the the Jurassic Park tour because it's filmed out there, and they've got the whole come see where this whole thing was filmed at.
There is a trip that has been like on my bucket list that the idea was floated out there years ago with Jerica and Audrey about doing, and that's going to Japan, doing a little bit of sightseeing and stuff there. And then on the way home, since we're already on that half of the world, going to New Zealand and hitting the Shire and seeing all of the Lord of the Rings stuff there.
Wait, when are you guys doing that, or you said you want to do that?
When we were tossing around the idea, the trip was going to take place in 2024. But this was like early pandemic. We were talking, and they were like, oh, well, we had to cancel our trip to, like, cancel our flights to E3 or whatever vacation they were going to take that year that got canceled due to COVID. And they're like, so we got some vouchers to use. We can fly to Japan.
Yeah,
so that never happened.
New Zealand is the one foreign country I want to go to the most. I think
For me, I think Japan is the place I'd want to go the most.
Why don't you tell Elise
Japan
that?
is-
Say, fuck Italy. I want to go to Japan.
The thing that you have to impart to Elise about Japan is like, yes, a lot of people in Japan speak Japanese. English is, not as prolifically spoken as it is in Europe and other such bilingual countries, but like plenty of English signage everywhere. It's always very obvious where you need to go. Public transportation system is amazing and will get you anywhere that you want to go fast entirely across the country. It is, despite some of the difficulties of getting around, a very convenient and very easy country to visit. It's awesome.
I'm just Googling shit about Hawaii. Did you know that each island is just a county?
Wow.
The
guess
whole
that's an
island
easy
is a
way.
county.
Yeah.
That's weird.
No gerrymandering there.
Yeah.
You live on the island, you get to vote for
There's like 90 fucking counties in the state I live in. Hawaii is like one per island. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Another fun fact about Hawaii that I learned from the movie Primate. Don't go see the movie Primate. Don't get it any. It's
I mean,
not
if
worth
you
it.
want to watch people get their faces ripped off, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess if you're into that. But no rabies on Hawaii.
According to the movie Primate.
According to the movie Primate. But I also was like looking at like, can I take Atreus over there? And I was looking at airline policies about like flying overseas and things like that. And they were like, you have to have your pet has to have its rabies shot. And then there's parentheses saying excluding Hawaii. And I was like, oh, interesting. So yeah, I guess Hawaii really doesn't have rabies.
That's cool. That's interesting. Interesting little
Except
plot
in the
point.
movie Primate, where the monkey gets rabies. Spoilers for the beginning of Primate, where he gets bit by a mongoose that has rabies.
I thought it was a rabbit.
No, you get bit by a mongoose.
Okay. I won't watch it. It's too scary for me. No, thank you.
It's not. It's
It's too
not
gross. It's gross.
It is gross and it's not good. And they also the whole movie is just it's like 3 or 4 teenage girls who all look exactly the same.
They do.
And then they spend most of the movie in a swimming pool soaking wet, and then you really can't tell the difference between them because then they all just have soaking wet blonde hair, and then you only see them from the neck. It's like, okay. This one died, but I thought that was the one that was alive. Oh, this one, that's not her sister. I thought her sister's been dead the whole movie. No, nope, apparently not.
Chad's second favorite movie of the year, everybody. Primate.
0 out of 10.
All right.
I wanna change my answer.
Wait, what are we changing the answer to?
If I got an unexpected amount of money, I would pay
It's a tax
for,
return.
No, I would pay for Adam to go to Turkey and get hair plugs, even though he doesn't need them.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be
I don't know.
funny. I just think it'd be funny.
cool. I specifically want, obviously, I have a certain grade of hair and my hair looks a certain way because I'm black, right? I would love to go to Turkey and get the surgery and then come out with like the John Cena like white man
Yeah.
haircut. That would be fucking amazing. That would be the shit I would love to do.
Can you get hair plugs in a follicle that you already have hair in? Like, can you just have
replace them?
black hair and then a
Make
couple
it-
of patches of white guy hair?
Well, he has like dark brown hair, so
Yeah, Adam has black hair, and then he just has like blonde bangs.
yeah,
that
just the
come
bangs are
down,
like a different color.
a different texture
thing-
and everything.
The thing about Turkey that I learned while I was in Slovenia is that Turkey is like,
Boom, shaboom.
it's low key like one of the like culinary capitals of like that part of the world. A lot of foods that we associate as being like Greek food is actually from Turkey and Armenia. And so like as somebody who likes food, I feel like that actually would have a lot to offer to me as well.
Oh my god, dude, the fucking the hair plugs include facial hair. So if you don't have a beard, you can be like, "Can I get hair plugs? Give me this. I want my line here." And then also, there's literally a picture of a dude getting like the marker line is here on his face.
Like sometimes I'll see TikToks of people who get hair plugs, and it just looks so painful. Like not the procedure probably isn't that painful, but like the aftermath of like, oh, I got hair plugs 5 fucking days ago, and I look like Megamind because my whole head is swollen.
The head is swollen and completely red.
I've
It's-
only ever seen
yeah.
photos, and it's just like blood pouring out of every pore on their scalp. It's like,
My favorite photos of people that got hair plugs is when it's just a picture of a flight from Turkey, and it is just full of people that all got hair plugs. And my flight to and from Italy stop in Turkey, so it's
they
possible.
do get a layover in Turkey.
It's possible that I get to take those photos and send them
Going
to you
there
guys.
for sure. Going there and back. Once you leave Turkey and go to Turkey, there will be just men in their 40s who have a lot of money.
Can't wait.
I would only do hair plugs if I could get dreads again. Otherwise, I'm not doing it. Could you
There
imagine
was a
that
time in my
going bald
life
and coming
when
back with dreadlocks?
I would have done. All I've ever wanted is to have a beard like Joel's. Like my whole life, that's all I've ever wanted. But no one in my family can grow this facial hair on the cheeks.
Yeah,
all.
nothing.
And so I spent a couple of years Rogaining my cheeks when I was in my early 20s to just try to get some hair grown in there, and it's coming in. I no longer am like completely nude there, but yeah, I would go and get beard hair plugs for sure.
I mean, that's literally the picture I'm looking at. It's like the dude just had it on the jawline, and now he has it an inch above the jawline. That's literally the picture. Hey, it's your money.
I could use a little more hair here. Like, I feel the hair that's here, but it's just like, it doesn't grow in.
God,
No, I just
can you
shaved
imagine
that.
though
I had to
the
shave
guys
that
who
this
have
morning.
like the hairline that goes all the way up to like their eyeballs.
Now that's
Oh,
stupid.
that's
Can you imagine having
that's
to
like a
shave
wolf
that
man.
every single day? Yeah.
Mine goes
No,
right
thanks.
about here-ish. If you can watch the video version, right there, I got to shave that shit off.
Right
Yeah, I
where
shaved
the
this
Joker's
one.
scars are.
Exactly.
Would
yeah,
you
get the
would you
scars.
be able to live with yourself, Chad, if a genie appeared out of nowhere and said, "I can grant you any wish," and he said, "I want to be able to grow hair on my cheeks," and then you wake up the next day and your cheeks are just sprouting hair, but all other hair on your body has disappeared?
I would then make a living as a period actor in movies like Wuthering Heights and just have mutton chops, and people would just
Oh.
I would or Game of Thrones and just be like those old guys with the nasty ass mutton. Yeah, I would lean into the skid.
Oh, it's a good idea.
Yeah,
It'd be worthy
I'm
trade-off.
glad that we
I
don't.
want- I
I'm
want
glad
body
that we
hair.
don't live in those times anymore. I can live like that.
I'm glad we don't.
I'm glad we don't live in the times of genies anymore.
And
guys are
Game of
dangerous.
Thrones as well, also real.
Hey, speaking of Game
Dude.
of Thrones, anybody watch that new show?
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
my god, it's
No.
so good. Last
It's
night's episode was amazing.
fantastic.
Oh, A Knight's Tale or whatever it's
Yeah,
called?
a Night of the Seven
The-
Kingdoms.
Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
such a good show.
I was a little let down because I thought that this was going to be like a big episode, and then most of the episode wasn't, and I was like, "Damn, I gotta wait another week." But then the end of this episode was
Yes.
a big episode,
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh, damn, this is good."
and next week's the finale.
Yeah,
Quick in
I
and
hope
out
this
show.
is. I don't know the source material. Apparently, it's already a book that George R.R. Martin's written, but I don't know if this is a book that allows for a second season. If this is a book that is just like, this is the end of Sir Duncan's tale. I don't know. We'll find out next week. But.
I can't, Chad.
Mm-hmm.
So in a world where people are like Daenerys Targaryen and there's a motherfucker named Duncan.
Yeah, Sir Duncan.
I actually can't remember. It's been a month and a half since I saw the first episode, but I can't remember whether Duncan is his name or whether he makes it up as his knight name because he wanted to sound cooler.
It's his name because in this last episode, when there was a flashback of him as a kid, somebody calls him Dunk
That's right.
as a nickname. So
That's right. Whenever they ask him in the series, like, "What is your name?" Like, never heard of you as a knight. Who are you? And he seems to make it up off the top. And he's Sir Dunk.
Yeah.
Sir Duncan
Well-
the Tall.
well, part of it too is that he's like kind of lying, right? Like he was never knighted.
Yeah. Right. He's trying to convince people he was so he could fight in this tournament.
Real quick, yeah, you mentioned like him being called Duncan kind of weird. I mean, there's a similarly anachronistic character in Dune called Duncan Idaho. So like for whatever reason, in all
Hey,
these
really?
fantasy franchise, yeah, he's like a major
That's
character. in,
Momoa,
like, the
right?
I
first-
hope it's spelled
Yeah, yeah.
like Dunkin' Donuts, like DUNKIN
With an
Idaho.
apostrophe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but all these fantasy franchises have like a weird calling card where it's like if you want to have like this one kind of cool offbeat character, call him Duncan, even if it doesn't actually.
It's the Sid.
makes
The Sid
sense.
from Final Fantasy. but for
Sid.
every-
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's the
It's
Duncan.
the Sid.
I did that when I started the Digimon game. Everyone obviously has Japanese names, or their names were Greymon or Yosoi, or and they're like, "What are you gonna name your
Greymon.
character?" And I named my character Tom, Tom. Sure,
Tom.
why not?
Tom Nook.
No, just Tom. No last name. Agent Tom is what he's called.
Cool, boys.
Man, oh man.
That's a good place to call it.
Yeah.
We had lots of good discussions about hospitals and trips and surgeries, and
I'm alive.
you're alive, and we're all very happy you're alive. Well, thanks, folks, for listening to this episode of RAFter Dark. If you want more of this, continue to stay subbed over on patreon.com/respawn aimfire. If you made it to the end of this episode and you're not subbed, I'm not going to tell you anything else to do because you clearly didn't listen to the first instruction that I gave you, which was to stop listening and fuck off. So do whatever you want to do. I don't care. But yeah, we'll see you next month for maybe a slightly different version of this. Oh, no. We will. Actually, it will be a different kind of thing than RAFter Dark next month. One way or another. Either a secret cool Adam thing or a secret cool other thing. Yeah. Cool, folks. That's it. Thanks for listening. Woo!